Good afternoon, everyone. I hope you are well. I'm just turning the video on today. No plan except that I'm going to see what to do with this journal for my design team project for JAR. Now, as I said, I don't have a real plan. When I was talking about my mojo, I am doing, you know, some creative things, but not, just lost my focus. I've lost my focus. That's what my problem is. I've got no focus. Focus has gone awry. So, I don't know whether I'm coming or going is my issue. Oh, now, I've just had a flash. Okay. I absolutely love that painting. Love it. So I know what's going to happen there. I know it. Okay. Oh, well, I knew it, but then I saw that. Sometimes I like to print these out, JARF's pages, a little bit smaller, cut them down, and I put them on the cover. We might, oh, isn't she wonderful? Well, I was thinking, well, they're not printed on the right paper to go on the cover. I print them on cardstock, and then I spray them with a fixative. And that way they, you know, they're protected. They become more colour fast. Now, that would be nice on the cover too. Food for thought. Oh, there's that lovely thing I made. I liked that. And there's the masterboard. Oh, isn't that fun? I like doing those. Okay, so what I'm thinking here is I'm having a flash. We're going to work on the cover. That's what we're going to do. We're going to work on the cover. It's come to me. We're working on the cover. So I'm just going to cut this out like so. Oh, I didn't bring I've got my cutter in the other room. Oh, well, I'll have to hand cut, which is not always the best. So how is everybody today? Did you have a nice weekend? What's the weather like? We've got thunderstorms today. Oh, well, there's no thunder happening, but we're meant to have thunderstorms. It got all dark for a second, but it seems to be brightening up again. We had a little bit of rain. It's pretty humid, I might say. The temperature's gone down, but it's humid. How about that? I do not like the humidity. Now, I'm looking for my scissors. And where are they? Interesting. Cannot see them there. I don't have a lot on my... Oh, here they are. They're under these papers. So I need to cut this out. Just get it going there. I think I might... Well, no, I think I'll use these scissors. I think I've pinpointed what is blocking me. I'm preparing these things, and until they're done, I'm blocked. That's what it is. I feel blocked. If it's not one thing, it's another. Then at first it's the orders, then it's something else. Lots of things making us feel blocked, I think. Okay. So we've got this, but what I want to do here, and we don't want that there. Right. I'm going to trim the corners off here because I'm going to fold that in. And I will, now this is interesting because I want to use this on the cover. But I'm just thinking right now, I may need to pause the video and go and spray it. I think I need to do that before I go on any further. Well, that's a blow, isn't it? Just going to fold that in before I go and do anything. Because if it goes on the cover, it needs to be protected. I could Mod Podge it, but that'd take even longer. The spray dries pretty quickly. I'll show you what it is first, and then I'll stop the video, I'll go and spray it, and then I'll come back. I'm thinking that's going to go on there. And she's going to slide inside. It's going to be lovely. It is going to be lovely. I'll put some glue under there. We'll do a few repairs. Okay, I'll be back in a second. So I am back. I'm just letting that dry. I did end up putting a layer of Mod Podge over as well. This is the type of varnish. I accidentally sprayed it with the matte. I forgot that the matte one makes it go all milky, whereas if you get the shiny one, which is not really very shiny on the paper, it doesn't do that. So that's the type of thing. So that I used the wrong one. So then I went over it with a layer of Mod Podge, which brought the colour back to life. So in the meantime, while we're waiting for that to dry, I'm going to just repair. That's how I just put a little bit of glue in there. Do I have a towel? I do. And it's, I mean, it's pretty, but it's, you know, it's had a rough time, this book, but I like it. I like things to be half broken. Oh, isn't it wonderful? Just some bits and pieces here and there where it's coming off. I might decide, I probably actually will decide once I've decorated. I'm just going to pull that up so I can get some glue under there. I might decide to put a layer of Mod Podge over it or spray it when it's done, just so it's sort of more protected. So I just sort of mess about and go around and glue a few bits here and there where I see that there might be an issue. And this one, I mean, it does have a nice leather spine, but it's kind of cracking and has holes, so I was thinking I might just put that there. It's the wrong way, that's the right way. And just, yeah, I think I will do that. You still get the hint of the leather, but it's kind of covered up. So I use PVA for that. If the spine were nicer, I wouldn't cover it up, but when it's in this kind of condition, I'm not too fussed about leaving that exposed, if you know what I mean. And you're giving it a bit more strength. I put the fabric inside and I put the lace on the outside, and then it just gives it a bit more strength. So we'll just put this down like this, and then go and add glue where it needs it. And I just particularly like, I quite often like these laces that are a little bit, not too chunky, but a bit chunky. Obviously, if you have Fabri-Tac, it'll dry quicker. Oh, come on. Put some glue under here. It's a very quick business, isn't it? It doesn't take too long. Lovely lace. Just got to get the glue off my fingers every so often, because otherwise I stick to it and then I pull it all up. And as the glue starts to dry a bit, it sort of sticks down a bit more. And that's what, this is my kind of like my process when I do a journal. I just do what I feel like. It's like one day I might sit down and just feel like making a whole lot of ephemera. and I haven't even prepared my pages yet. Another day I might feel like preparing my pages, and then another day I feel like working on the cover. I love that. So let's see if this is dry. Should be. Oh, nearly. It's still a little bit sticky, but I can still do what I want to do. Now, I've got a, I think this is just an acetate bag. It's double, so probably only need half. So let's just trim. I don't need it double around it. I am going to put a window in this one. Okay, let's see. Put that one over there. Now it's just slightly too wide and too long. So we'll just hopefully don't muck it up and give it a trim. It's quite hard to see. And we definitely don't need it that long, so we'll trim off some of that. Let's see, so I'll open this out. And that will fit there. That's perfect, you see. Now, will I use this glue? Yes, I will use this glue, but I'm going to be very careful. So I try not to put it too far, too near the edge here, because I don't want to get it in my window. And once it's dry, I am going to stitch around it because it's going on the cover, and the stitching will look lovely and it will hold it all in place. But you won't see me do that because my sewing machine's over there and it's not plugged in, and it needs to dry. So that's sticking down there. Good. When that's dry, as I said, I will put that there. Now it's got a lovely window there. Being very careful not to get the glue on my window. That's going to stick down there. And now we're going to work on this. So this is just, I think I'm going to stiffen this up because it's just on 120 GSM. So it's not quite regular copy paper, but it is it's not cardstock. So that's going to fit on there. I'm going to grab my glue stick. Put that on there. Let's trim it down a bit. It doesn't matter if I missed any bits, I don't know. It's just to reinforce it a little bit. And then we're going to back it. Now, I've been thrilled to see, I can't remember who it was. It was on Instagram. Someone sent me a private message on Instagram with their lovely collaging that turned out very well. So I was very impressed. Love seeing that. So I'm glad that the video was helpful. To me, like, you know, like I didn't sit down and collage and say, oh, these are the rules or anything like that. It's just I thought about it over time because quite a few, I think I'm going to put the straw paper on the back. Quite a few people have said that they really struggle with it. And then watching other people's videos, seeing sometimes them say that they struggle with it too, and the way they were doing it, and I was thinking, well, I did that when I first started, and I soon realized the different things that made it easier. So I just thought, I mean, and there are always things that I mention why I'm doing something, but I just thought I would share a collection of my thoughts in one video. So I'm very pleased that it's helped some people. I think there are rules for collage. I just don't know them exactly. It's just what came to me in my mind as I practiced. Okay, oh gosh, I love this image, Jaff. It's really, really beautiful. Really beautiful. Okay, so this is going to go in this pocket here. Oh, isn't that going to be beautiful? Look at that. Oh, yes. Love it. That's going to be gorgeous. Now, I'm thinking I'm going to put the cogs of... Oh, I found an old book here. Oh, what are you doing there, book? Hello, look at this. Nice old book pages there. And they look like 1700s pages to me, or at the latest. Very fun. They were just there, shoved under there. I couldn't even see them. Okay, I'm going to grab some lace. That's what I was going to say. Some lace or something like that. No, lace. Got lace here. I don't think I've got the right lace in the other one. What have I got in here? Oops, things are falling down. Let's have a little look. Isn't this pretty? Can't remember where I got that one. Oh, that would be pretty there. Oh, I might put that there. Okay. I'll just have a look at that in a second. So these are bigger pieces in this basket. See, I keep things in baskets. That's my mum's fault. She taught me to keep things in. Mum has baskets of stuff everywhere. Okay. Oh my! I can't tell you. I have a gap. I have a gap in my there's like, because this table that I put here doesn't reach the wall, so I've got this hole there, and I've got a little trolley. Sort of, I know, not trolley, some drawers that I don't really use that are there with the bar. They've got on top, they've got my basket of all my papers and things, and then there's this gap, and I can't tell you all the good stuff that's fallen down there. I need to get down on my hands and knees and pick it up, but you know, that's always an effort. Now this was sent to me. This could be quite good. I'm just having a look at the possibilities. And then we will audition, because that's what I always do. I can't help myself. I have to audition. Audition. Okay. So, or I can have, because I will stitch around the tag. Need to have a sip of water. I can have it like that. There. And that will be my pocket. And that will poke out the top. And that could be quite pretty. That's a good option. But then I quite liked this, in like thinking about it. I haven't tried it yet because it's a similar color to the tag. So let's audition that one. Oh, I quite like that one too. Well, then what I do is I take that one. No, I think I like the lace. I like the lace, and that will go. Will I put that there? Maybe I could put it down the bottom. Kind of like it up there. Okay, we'll have to decide about that. Or otherwise I could have something like this. No, that one's too wide, and that one will be too wide. So it's going to be this one. Right, so that will be stitched at the top there. Well, that was the fastest cover decorating you ever did see. I'll just trim it at an angle. And that will be stitched up there. Now we're going to get this. I think I'll glue this before I do anything else. It's still wet there, so I'll wait a while before I do that. So let's grab this. I think I might have bought this in Florence, but I couldn't be 100% sure. Couldn't. Because I gather things everywhere. So I think I'm going to trim it there. Just have two. I don't know which is the right way. I'm thinking that way. I'm going to run my glue across there and put that there. And I might even run a stitch across it. I'm just thinking, do I want to glue it just across the top, or do I want to glue it, I think I will glue it down because it will be knocked about. It's probably best to have a bit of glue under there as well while I'm at it. Okay. Sticky fingers. Okay, and then my next job is after this, okay, so that'll get stitched. I'm going to stitch across there just to make sure that stays on. And then I'm going to stitch around the window as well. And then that will be glued there, and I'll stitch around the tag. Isn't that going to be pretty? Yum, yum, yum. So, just picking up the rubbish. Then the next job is to decide, will we have a floating signature? I think we will. Not floating, floating spine. Now, this is my biggest disclaimer. I am not an expert at doing this. I've taught myself. I've watched lots of videos. I don't know if I do it right, so don't take it as the be all and end all. This is how I do my cover. My not that one. I want that big. Oh, I found look what I found up there. Oh, I like those. Some of those would be okay at Christmas too. Just found that whole digi sitting up there. Right. So what I do is I get a piece of straw paper, because the straw paper is very strong, and I put it on top here. This is my measuring. I put it on top. I like to have about this much over, 2 inches, 2.5 inches over, maybe a bit less. I hold it down because this one's got a curved spine, and you can see you need a bit more. And I'm just going to tear it here, like so. And then I've never really shown this because I actually honestly don't take my showing you as the way to do it, because I don't know if I do it right. I've just watched videos, as I said, from other people. I can't remember because it was quite a while ago, and it seems to be working for me. It took me a minute to get it right. You saw how I measured that. I just folded it up at the bottom, just slightly in. So that's going to go there. That's where I'm going to attach my pages, you see. So what I need to do here, then what I do is I have some old pillowcases here that are quite a heavy, very heavy cotton. They're vintage. They were given to me. And so what I do is I get my glue. I get my PVA glue, and I put it on here, and I smush it everywhere. Don't know if that's enough, but we'll see how we go. Get my fingers and spread it out everywhere. And what I'm doing here is I'm going to make, because you're meant to use, like they call it, fabric paper. I don't actually have any fabric paper, so I just make it. And I assume it's just paper attached to fabric, so I just attach it to the fabric. And it makes it very strong. Okay, that's good. Just wipe my fingers off. And then I glue this to the fabric. I do it in my very bodgy manner that I do everything. Get this. Got my fabric. Don't even iron it. Don't need to iron it. Put it on there. Flatten it out. Get your scissors. Get your fabric cutting scissors, because those other scissors won't cut the fabric. That's a joke. Just cut around it roughly. Okay. Then just chuck that on the floor. And then you just smooth it all out. You could use a card. Oh, I was rubbing so hard, I nearly got carpet burn on my thumb from rubbing it on the fabric. It's a bit goosey of me. Okay, isn't that lovely? I mean, wouldn't this be beautiful attached on there? The colour's wonderful, because this is like a off-white. Now, just getting sidetracked. So this is wet, so this will dry. So I'll trim that off. I think I'll probably do 3 signatures in that spine because it's quite wide. I don't actually need to trim that off. So what I do is then, I won't use these scissors. I just trim them off at an angle here. Okay. Then, now I think my spine is probably, I measure my spine, it's about 5 centimeters. So what I do here is I find the center. So that's what that, oh, that's clever of me, 16. That's nice and easy to divide. Pencil doesn't even have a point on it. Just a second. Here we go. Oh, what, threw that one on the floor. That's clever. Right, half of it is 16. That's 16. I can't see the reflection. Oh, there's the 16. Okay, yes, it is 16. 8. So 8, that's my halfway. I'm not pressing very hard because it's wet. I draw a line down here. Now, make sure you don't draw your line on your fabric side, because this is the side you're not going to be able to see. So do that, and then I leave about 1 centimeter in between. Oh, maybe I should leave a bit more. Maybe I'll leave ½ inch. I'm going to leave ½ inch between. Isn't that funny? Sometimes I like the inch measurements more than the centimeter measurements, and sometimes I like the centimeter measurements more than the inch measurements. So just going to draw my lines down there. Okay. And then from the center, I'm going to put my 5 centimeters. And I'll tell you why in a second. So that's 5 there and 5 there. And I'll draw my lines there, although I don't need those lines, but I'll show you what I'm going to do. And there. So this will be ready to go when I've put my signatures together and done everything I need to do. And then I find my halfway there, or half of 19, that's good. 9.5, that's nice and easy, isn't it? 9.5, that's the center. Let's just double check. Yep, I just sort of eyeball it. That's why sometimes things are a bit wonky. And then I'll do 2 inches. I like the inches for these sorts of measurements, and 2 inches. I'm going to do 3-hole pamphlet stitch when I get to the point of stitching in my signatures. I like to have this prepared. I will prepare this. When I prepare the cover, I'll also prepare this if I'm doing a floating, you know, hidden spine, whatever you want to call it. And I put an X there because that's where I put my holes to stitch in the signatures when they're ready, but they're not ready yet. So okay, but this will be ready. Now this will be the side that will be showing. So what I like to do then is just to put a crease along the line here that I made, just because then when you've got your signatures attached, it helps you line it up, because in theory that will line up. It's slightly bigger, but that sort of lines up in there. And that will, once the pages are attached, that glues down and that glues down in there. And then you glue your end pages over the top, and then you've got your floating spine. Okay, so that's how that's done. So we'll come back to that in quite a while. So because we're not up to that stage yet, but I do like to prepare that first, and I'll put it with the pages here so I don't lose it. Okay, so I'm going to turn the camera off now. So this is my process of starting working on a journal, and the bits and pieces that I do in the build up to the journal. So there you go. So I'll be back soon. I'll just stitch that. Oh, it's wet. I won't stitch it. I'll show you in the next video that done. So that's when I'll stitch around there, stitch across there, and that will simply be glued down onto here flat. In theory, it'll go flat like that. Isn't that pretty? So pretty. I knew this book was the book. There, and I'll stitch around this and have this up the top. Such a pretty lace. I like these laces for this. And then that will be in the pocket like that. So next time you see me working on this, this will be done like that. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed that, and I'm not going to leave this incomplete for months and months on end like everything else. So we are going to slowly work on it a few times a week, I think, till it's done. So I hope you enjoyed that, and I will see you again tomorrow. I don't know with what. And have a great evening. Bye.